Hello, welcome to Bible Guru. Thank you for joining us in our journey through the Bible. Philippians chapter 4, beginning at verse 8. Finally, siblings, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you've learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. We have a negativity bias. That means even when there is an equal amount of good news and bad news, we feel like it's mostly bad news. We can get into the mode of thinking about all that is going wrong, or the way somebody looked at us at the wrong angle, or the intensely negative conversation or argument that we had yesterday, or even last year, or even a year before, or the news of the recent elections. We automatically think about the negative. We have to force ourselves to think about good things, especially as almost all of us all over the world are in kind of a lockdown. And there's enough bad news around us, various riots, places where there's war, locusts in Africa, earthquakes, storms. We can get focused on the bad news. But there's so many benefits to thinking about the good. We've talked about the value of thankfulness in these devotions before. Paul invites us to create a positivity bias. Today, why not begin the day making a list of the blessings that God has given you, and end the day making a list of all the beautiful, good, true, lovely things that happened in the day. At first, this may require effort, especially if the pattern of negative thought is deeply ingrained. But it's worth the work. God is with us. Paul says, in the positive, that if we think about the good, even the good examples in our lives, God will be with us. This implies the negative, that God's Spirit doesn't move in the negative, murmuring, complaining, depressive thoughts in our minds. Maybe those thoughts are domains of other spirits. I want God with me. I will determine to think more like He thinks, and attempt to take His perspective on life and events. In this way, He will abide with me and feel comfortably at home in my heart. One quick comment. I know that there is such a thing as clinical, chemical habits that we get into in our brains, and it's really, really difficult to break those. And this is not in any way an attempt to belittle that experience for anybody who's going through it. It can be horrible. You can feel completely out of control. It is simply an exhortation to work at developing habits of positivity, habits of gratefulness, habits of thinking obsessively about the good, the same way we all have a tendency to think obsessively about the bad, and to intentionally replace the bad with the good. Prayer for today. Father, I confess that I complain too much to you and to everybody else, and constantly ask you to intervene in circumstances I want to see changed, rather than rejoicing in the multitude of good and blessings you pour out on me every day. Please forgive me for this. Come into my thoughts and feelings. Teach me a positivity bias, to see all the world in the light of your countenance. Give me you-colored glasses through which to view the world, so I can see the good in all you have created for me. In the name of the light of the world, Jesus. Amen.